Good morning, America! You know the dilly. On this channel, you're never gonna get a green screen. You're never gonna get no AI. No, 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 no. Russia collapsing. China collapsing. Islam collapsing. And Ryan Garcia is finally a world champion. The fake Mexican did it. The white boy from the hills. He finally got a world championship. But we're not here to talk about fake ass Mexican Ryan Garcia. No. We're not here to talk about that. Oh, no. Hold on, people. Hold on, people. Hold on, people. Hold on. What happened? Uh-oh. What did I do to my camera? Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, no. Never, ever get Islamified. No. The left, the commies. All these niggas is commies. Done. The Democrats. The LGBT. The Antifa, BLM. The Islamist. All these niggas is commies. These niggas, commies got more costumes than Halloween, son. Commies got more costumes than Halloween. Do not be deceived. Shit is not funny. Shit is not funny at all, actually. Shit is mad real. The left is working with the Islamists to try to Islamify America. Try to take over America. Hashtag no lie. That's why I say you don't need to know everything, but you need to know two things. And that is, one, you know the slogan, start your day with Christ. Start your day right. Don't end up circling a box like a dummy. And two is just as important. Always vote red. Never, ever vote blue. Anywhere, for any circumstance, anything, anyone, whether it's a small position, a councilman, a mayor, a governor, definitely not a president. Never, ever vote blue. Red, right down the line. Do not be deceived. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you 100%, that you're going to vote in an angel. You know what I mean? Half these niggas is straight scammers. You know what I mean? But whether on the red or on the blue, on the right or the left, they're going to promise you 100 things and probably deliver 50. But if you go blue, you're getting absolutely nada. Finito, Dorito, they're going to promise you 100 things and deliver 0. The Republican at least will deliver 30. 30 out of 100. 40 out of 100. 50, 60 out of 100. You're never going to get everything that you want in a timely fashion. This is politics. But you need to know that there is no Democrat Party any longer. There is no such thing as moderate Democrats. Like the JFK Democrats, that is long gone. These are straight communists right now. Islamists and communists. There is no Democrat Party. These are straight commies that have infiltrated, that have completely taken over the left. These are leftist, Marxist, communists. They done it in Europe. Look at Europe. Look at the open border policies of Europe. Completely destroyed Europe. You walk around London and it looks like Afghanistan, Pakistan. Do not allow America to become an Islamist hellhole, an African hellhole. You walk around Europe, in Denmark, in Sweden. We'll get to Denmark in a minute. But last year, you walked around Denmark, Sweden, Germany, France, the UK, Ireland. You're looking around, you're like, where are the white people? The white people are hiding in their house because they don't want to get gang raped. Massive rapage going all across Europe because they let in too many Africans, too many Muslims. Way too many. Hold on, people. Hold on, people. Let me, I need my song. I need my song. You know what I'm saying? I need my song. Get it popping over here. You know, this my playlist in case you speak Spanish and you want to look it up. This is my Christian Reggaeton playlist right there. You can pause the video and look up these songs. They're all on YouTube. I got them off of YouTube. Hashtag no lie. Russia is collapsing. Their economy is collapsing. 6 years in Ukraine, still can't take it over because they're weak, broken. We broke them in the 90s, 80s. They're still broken. China is collapsing. Their economy is collapsing. Do not be misled. China ain't taking over nothing. But Russia and China and the Islamists in Iran and Turkey and all these broke ass niggas are working together against America. Everybody wants to champ. America will always be at war. It has always been at war. So for those bum ass niggas, soft ass niggas telling you about, we don't want a war again. Endless wars. Yes, damn Skippy. Endless wars. We have always been at war. We will always be at war. You better deal with it. That is the burden of being number one. Someone is always going to want the champ. And America will always be number one because America was founded in Jesus' name. America will always be at war, and America has always been number one and will always be number one because it was founded by the followers of Christ, the conquistadors. In 1492, boom! They kicked out the Musis and the Juicies out of Spain. They worked with Portugal and they sailed the ocean blue. You need to learn some history. America will always be number one because it was founded by the followers of Christ. And the followers of Christ will always be persecuted. They have been persecuted since Jesus came out the tomb. This will never ever stop. But it is the followers of Christ that rule the world. It is the followers of Christ that came to America and founded the new world. It is the followers of Christ that first put a man in the sky like a bird. Shout out to the Wright brothers. It is the followers of Christ that built the civilization, that built the number one country on the planet. Now, of course, we're going to always have a bunch of haters coming at us, trying to take our stuff. But, you know, we're not going to let that happen. And that's why America will always be at war. Again, you know, it's the best slogan on YouTube. You know, why not do it again? Why not do it again? Why not do it again? Good morning, America. Start your day with Christ. Start your day right. Don't end up circling a box like a dummy. Hold up. Canada, Australia, France, UK will be the last to bend the knee. In that order. Canada first and the UK last. The UK is going against the will of America. Now they're telling us that they're going to give away Diego Garcia. Diego Garcia is the island that we use in the middle of the over there by Indian Ocean. You know, we use it as a launching pad to, boom, to smash all these niggas that disrespect. You know what I mean? And we had like a 100-year lease over there at the Diego Garcia, at the island. But now the UK, since the UK is run by commies, you know, they're always trying to infiltrate, always trying to disrespect America, right? And now they're talking about they're going to sell off Diego Garcia. We're not leaving Diego Garcia. You're not selling anything. You got a bunch of these bum-ass niggas in the UK always disrespected because they're run by commies. This is the left. This is the left. Whether it's in Europe, whether it's the Democrats in America, whether it's the LGBT, whether it's the BLM, whether it's the Vax, whether it's... These niggas have 100 different ways to get at you. You know what I'm saying? 100 different costumes. You know what I'm saying? Antifa... These are leftist communists. It is what it is. China, the CV, these niggas always coming up with a new scheme to undermine America. But it's never going to work. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. But they will bend the knee. Denmark got with the program immediately. Denmark was run by communists, and now the communists were forced to bend the knee. Trump said, we're taking Greenland. Offered them some money. They were like, no, you can't do that. Shut the fuck up. Now we're not paying you nothing. And we're still taking Greenland. And if you keep on disrespecting, we're going to take Iceland as well. So Denmark bent the knee. Germany bent the knee. Sweden bent the knee. And by the way, we're taking Greenland and we're reversing your entire immigration policy. And now, 8 months later, Denmark, Germany, and Sweden have completely reversed their immigration policy and are deporting everybody, right? But the UK and France is still being persistent in going against America. We're going to end up having to slap these Europeans around. We're going to end up having to put some tariffs on them like they're terrorists. We're going to end up we might have to activate some troops up in the UK. This beef with the UK is because the UK has been infiltrated and is taken, they're not our ally anymore. They're supposed to be our ally, but Japan is doing a better job of being our ally. Japan is doubling up their military and doing what America tells them to do. The Philippines is doing what America tells them to do. Load up. Load up because China wants to take all those islands. You know how Japan, Philippines, all those little islands that are next to China. You know what I mean? But the UK is being our enemy. The UK is not being our ally, while we pay for 95% of their entire military for like the last 20-something years. We have spent over $27 trillion in the UK. 27 trillion with a capital T like Trump. $27 trillion in the UK. And they're disrespecting, allowing all these terrorists into their country, right? Now telling us that we can't have Greenland. We need Greenland to protect you and us. Who's going to protect Greenland? We need Greenland so that in case the Russians try to bomb us, we could block and throw, hit off all the bombs off the air. Because Greenland is in between America. It's America, Greenland, Europe, and Russia. Wake up, Europeans. You're right next to Russia. We need to protect. Who's going to protect Europe? You're broke and have no military. These communists are just fucking retarded. You know what I mean? They have complete TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. You know what I mean? They just don't understand. But we're going to make them understand because we're going to starve these niggas into submission. Hashtag no lie. But they will bend the knee to the USA. First, we must starve and humiliate them. Germany, Denmark, Sweden already folded. EU is run by a weak, stupid communist bitch. Like another bitch, the other stupid bitch, right? In Mexico. You seen that skinny bitch? Retarded commie. Can't even control her own country. We're gonna have to go into Mexico. We might have to go into the UK, and we might have to go into these places. You know what I mean? And set them straight. Hashtag no lie. Restore Britain. Elon Musk, restore Britain. We need to get Starmer. Prime Minister Keir Starmer. You know that cock that looks like a gay man with little glasses? You know what I mean? That's always disrespecting Trump, always going against the grain. We need to replace him. Macron, where his wife looks like a tranny. Macron in France, we need to replace him as well. We need to replace all these communist cucks. All these communist Europeans. Get these niggas the fuck out of here. And Mexico, the other stupid skinny bitch, about to get snatched up by her ponytail and end up right in a cell right next to Maduro. That's another one. You know what I mean? But you know, she's coming to the table. She's coming to the table. You know what I mean? Because she's too close. Mexico's way too close. You know what I mean? And Trump already told her, like, yo, we don't want to have to go into Mexico and regulate, and then eventually take over your fucking country. Make Mexico great again. Turn that bitch into a fucking, just throw it as part of New Mexico. Turn all of Mexico into New Mexico. You know what I mean? So he already told her, you're like, Matt, you're too close. This is like an easy 2-week vacation. You know what I mean? We don't want to go in there and have to regulate the cartels. The cartels in Mexico are completely out of control. Go to Twitter. Hold on, I'll look it up for you. Go to Twitter and look up cartel. Completely out of control. Blowing up cities, blowing up people, killing people straight in the middle of the street. This shit is insane in Mexico. And this is too close. Too close. Hold on. What's going on? President Trump, Secretary Rubin. President Trump and the GOAT Secretary Marco Rubio have secured the extradition of 29 top cartel leaders from Mexico to the U.S. for prosecution. They're already pulling Maduros. They're already going in there, snatching people up because Mexico cannot protect their own country because it's run by a stupid bitch. Don't ever hire, I mean, maybe for city council. Mayor, definitely not mayor, definitely not governor, but city council maybe. You know what I mean? You could have a couple little, you know, I'm not really, you know, support of female politicians, but, you know what I mean? But definitely not a president. Don't ever vote for a female president. Unless it's like unless it's like your last option. Definitely no Hillary. Definitely no Kamala the Uganda. Don't you ever don't even consider voting for a female president. This is what happens. You know what I mean? President Trump is now having to secure Mexico because the stupid bitch don't know what the fuck she's doing. You know what I mean? She's always going against the grain. Mexico this, Mexico that. Hold on, we need to Indians. There's another stupid bitch in Canada. The Canadians all over Twitter are begging America. Canadians all over Twitter are posting every single day begging America to invade and take over Canada. The Canadian people, the Canadian citizens, you can look it up on Twitter, right? Every day you see them begging, please make us the 51st state. Please save us from these communists. The Prime Minister Carney of Canada is another communist. He's like another Keir Starmer from the UK, another Macron from France. The people are sick of these communists that are destroying their economy, filling up their cities with all these Islamists and illegals and broke niggas. These people don't even work. They bring these people in and then give them welfare and then raise your taxes. And now the average home in Canada is $1.2 million. Not a mansion. No. A regular 2-bedroom home. A regular 2-bedroom little tiny house is $1.2 million. Who could afford that? Nobody. Because they hire all these are communist Islamists. You cannot be hiring Pakis to run your city. They're rigging the elections. You know what I mean? Hold on. Trump just made... Let me look up something. These are old things. Let me look up a new one. Hold on, people. I want you to see what's going on with the cartels. The cartels are going crazy, shooting people in the street. Look at this. Shooting up people in the streets, blowing up cars, right? Hold on. The cartel puts Mexico under siege. Liberals are now siding with the cartels. Hold on. Liberals are like, we love the cartel. These people are completely brainwashed. These are communists. country, I saw the videos yesterday, but I can't find them now. There was mad videos are cartels. Girls buried near the ranch. Yo, Mexico is mad out of control because they have a skinny, stupid bitch, communist, running their country. You cannot have a leftist Democrat running anything. These people, look at California with Gavin Newsom, the human Kendall. He looks like Ryan Garcia's father. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, he looks like Ryan Garcia's father. Total leftists, ran out of water. They had remember all those fires they had in California? There's another one. This is the president of Colombia. Another scammer, just like Maduro. All these niggas in South America are gonna end up getting snatched up. We're gonna have to replace all these communists. Mad corruption done. Mad corruption. Cuba is about to get taken over as well. Hashtag no lie. Cuba, Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico. This lady better get it together. She's gonna get snatched up in the middle of the night by her ponytail. Grab her skinny 198-pound ass, throw her in the back of a fucking US helicopter, and just disappear her. And just put in Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is now the president of Mexico. Hashtag no lie. All these South American countries, look at this out of control done. The cartel is now destroying, blowing shit up, killing people in the middle of the street. The cartels have taken over have taken over Mexico. And if we let them, they'll start taking over New Mexico. They'll start taking over California. We might have to send the troops down there. Hashtag no lie. All these stupid bitches, all these dumb stupid bitches. Who the fuck hires these stupid bitches to run your fucking country? Then the people don't hire them. It's that, see, the same thing that they do in America with the rigging of the elections. You know what I mean? It's what they do in Mexico. Nobody voted for this stupid skinny bitch with a ponytail in Mexico that don't know shit about politics. How did she become president? By rigging the elections. All the elections are rigged down there. So this video is long enough. You know what I mean? I just wanted to talk about the left, the commies. All these niggas on the left are commies. If it smells like a commie, it's a commie. There is no moderate. There is no Democrat Party. These are communists. Leftist, Marxist, communists. They want to take away your guns. They want to take away your speech. Then they want to take away your life in that order. That's how communism always works. In China, in Russia, in Cuba, in some of these governments don't consider, they don't name themselves communism. But Mexico is communism. Mexico is under communism through the cartels. Islam is communism. The only place, Europe is communism. They might tell you that they have democracy, that they have elections, but those shits are rigged like communism, like in Russia. How is Putin has been the president for 23 years? You know what I mean? Putin, and the same thing in China. Xi Jinping has been the president for like 20 years. He wins every election. Because there is no election. It's just a fraud. It's just a front. They're rigged. And then you get all these people that you never heard of before. Who the hell is this? Who the hell is this skinny bitch in Mexico? You don't even know her name. You never even heard of this lady. The other dumb bitch and the other guy, all these weirdos that just come out of nowhere. Because they get paid. That's a skinny bitch right there, a stupid skinny bitch. The super duper skinny bitch. $1 billion into Mexican films and series. Nobody cares about none of this dumb shit. These people are sponsored by the left. They're sponsored by China. They're sponsored by Russia. They're sponsored by Islamists that send them money so they could rig their elections. I'm so glad that Trump kicked out China out of Panama. And then they move in China and Russia and all these spies into their country. And these spies are then spying and sending bioweapons, CV, into America. And sending mad fentanyl and mad cartels and mad drugs and human trafficking and arms trafficking. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't do it for free. China's not giving you, you know what I mean, $100 million to rig an election for free. 6 months later, they want to open up a port. And then they want to spy on America. And they have started using South America, all these broke-ass countries like Mexico, like Venezuela, like Cuba, like Panama, like Colombia. They started using all these broke-ass China and Russia and the Islamists started buying these countries, buying the elections there, and using these countries as stations to spy and to hurt America. That's basically what's happening. All the communists from Europe, from China, from Russia, from Islam have started buying these broke-ass South American countries because they're close to us, so they can open up a station there, a spying station, and to undermine America, to send in drugs into America, to send in bioweapons like CV. Where did CV come from? China. How did CV get from China all the way on the other side of the planet to America? How did it get there? Through Mexico. How does the fentanyl get into America? Through Mexico. How does the cartel, the criminals, the terrorists get into America? Through Mexico. And possibly to Canada. Canada is also run by communists. So you have all these communists working against America. But no longer. The border has been completely shut down. The least amount of illegals crossing the border in 25 years. And if we have to smash Iran, smash Palestine, flatten half the fucking Middle East, so be it. So be it. If we have to smash the pipelines in Pakistan so that China can't get no more oil, so be it. If we have to snatch up a couple prime ministers out of Europe, out of their bed, like Maduro, because they're undermining and working with the communists, so be it. This whole sit back, relax, no more wars, this kumbaya, I want to roast some marshmallows in the backyard and just sit back and just live a good life in America. Do you think that freedom is free? Freedom is not free. You know what I mean? You're not going to... The next thing you know, you might have Islamists jumping into your backyard, telling you to do the shahada, la 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 la, building mosques all over the fucking place. You need to be proactive. You know what I mean? Do not listen to these, because there's people on the right that don't know no better. I don't want no more forever wars. We've been in Iraq and Afghanistan for 20 years. Damn skipping, we're going to be there for another 20 years. We're going to be there for life, forever. Because otherwise... they come over here. Did they stop? Did they stop trying to attack us? No, they attack our allies. What did they just do a couple years ago? They attacked Israel. And if they're not attacking Israel, they're blowing shit up in Europe. Or they're trying to blow shit up in America. You need to always know that the enemy, the communists, the left, whether it's Islamist, whether it's Russians, whether it's China with their bioweapons, these niggas are always going to work against you. They're always at war against you. So America must always be at war against them. Because the minute that you take a break, I don't want no more wars. Oh, no more wars. Middle East. Kumbaya. Up to the free Palestine. The minute that you take your eye off these people, they start off some BLM. They start off some Antifa. These niggas are always against you. They're always going to be always plotting against you. So you must always be plotting against them. You know what I mean? And that's just the rule of life. That's just what it is. You cannot be the number one country, the richest, biggest, strongest, most beautiful country on the planet. You can't be the champ without having haters someone's always going to want the champ. It's just like sports. You know what I'm saying? Someone is always going to want the champ. You know what I mean? If you want to be number one, if you want to be like Floyd Money Mayweather, 50-0, undefeated, like America, 50-0, you know what I mean? Got 50 states. If you want to be number one, you're going to have haters. People always going to be lying about you, talking about you, and trying to take you off your throne. And that's what America is. America is the undisputed, undefeated, unified champion of the world. And, you know what I mean? You're always going to have haters trying to get at it. That's just what it is. But America is never going to fall. America is always going to be number one because we have Christ. That's really why. That's really why. People might not believe that, but that's why. That's why America is number one. That's why America will always be number one. Because America has Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, the big honcho, the King of Kings. These other countries don't have Jesus Christ. They have nothing. These are atheists or liars. You know what I mean? These are communists. Communists take away your freedom of speech. Communists take away your freedom of religion. Communists are communists. These are Satanists. This video is long enough. I need a little break. But make sure that you always vote red. Always. You don't even need to know what the policies is. Who's the Republican? This guy, this lady, whoever it is, that guy. That's my guy. Boom. Red down the line. You don't even need to know their name. You don't need to know their policies. You don't need to know how long, how experienced. Who's the Republican? That's who I'm going with. That's the number one thing you need to know about your politics. Number two, you need to be in Christ. You need to start your day with Christ. You need to learn about Christ. You need to study about Christ. I'm not going to push you into the church. I'm not going to push you into reading. I'm not going to push you into but little by little, you need to know about Christ. So you're not deceived by atheists and Islamists and communists. And these people have 100 different costumes. The LGBT and this and that and these and then take 4 vaccines. And you know what I mean? Do not be deceived. They're always trying to get at you from different angles to try to just, because you know they can't get you from the same angle every single time because you're up to it. You're like, oh, I know about that. You know what I mean? I know about that. So they come at you from a different angle, and then they'll call you a racist. And if you don't support this, now you're a bigot or a fascist or this. Or that. They're always trying to use the same guilt. You know what I mean? Try to guilt you into tricking you. This is Satan. Satan takes like 100 different costumes. You know what I mean? But as long as you got Christ, you can see real clear. You could see a Satanist, a communist a mile away. So make sure you have Christ and make sure you vote red all the time. Don't listen to what anybody else tells you. Red. Red. And Christ. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share. Thank you.